This is Aaron with the Higher Pursuit Outdoors. I'm out here, I got Korry running the camera. We're just out on some public ground. We got a little under a month left before season, and we're moving our cameras from like our spots where we know that deer are kind of collecting, whether that's like a little water source or whatnot, back away from bedding areas to spots where they might feed and on trails. So we're looking for some big white oaks like the one I got behind me here, and some pinch points. And we're going to start hanging these cameras, so we'll take you guys along with us today, show you what we kind of look for when we're setting up a camera on some public ground that maybe we haven't hunted before, and just kind of do a little scouting as we go. It's getting down to crunch time, so follow along with us. Well, we were following this cut up, and it was starting to get good. We had a lot of oak trees, a lot of acorns. We actually jumped a deer. It was getting promising, and as usual when that happens on public ground, you run into a tree stand. But it is public ground, and everyone has the same right to hunt here. That's the blessing we have here in PA. We got a lot of it, and sometimes the good spots are taken. So you can be respectful and move on, or you can be like some guys do and put a tree stand up 50 yards away and just hope that you can outlast them. But we like to move on and let these guys have first dibs. But I'll come back here in archery season and see if it's being used, and if not, then I won't have any problem hunting in this area. But if the guy's using it, we'll move on. So we're going to continue on out this point and get away a little farther off the beaten trail and see if we can find some other spots.
Move on.
How's the angle look? A little high?
A lot high.
A lot. Alright, so it's the first one we found. I'm not going to turn around and view what we're looking at because maybe you'll know where we're at, but we found a neat little clover strip that the Game Commission planted. We got a lot of trails coming in and out. Got some good oak trees. This is a spot that's risky, as you probably, I was debating putting it up high so people couldn't see it, but then I didn't think we'd get enough pictures out in the clover. Camera was $30, so if someone should drive by and take it, it's way back here, so hopefully they don't, but I'm gonna risk it. We're gonna leave it here. We'll come back in a week. It's a spot, I don't think there's any bedding anywhere near close. We're out in the open, so hopefully we'll get some night pictures of some bucks feeding, and then we can follow these trails back a couple hundred yards and try to get set up on them early season. So we've got another camera to hang, so we'll keep heading back this trail farther and see if we can find a spot for it. Alright, so after quite a bit of walking, we dropped down over the top where we had a couple other cameras set, about a third of the way down over, and we found a nice little bench. It's probably about 100 yards wide. It's another thing that we look for because it kind of pinpoints the deer movement from the steep parts. It's easier to walk. So we kind of walked it for a bit, and we found a spot where two trails came together, and it kind of heads down here. We probably won't get a ton of pictures, but we just want to see what's in the area. So the way I like to set it up is I like to put the cameras pointing back on the trail. That way it helps with the trigger speed. You don't miss anything cutting sideways. You can see them coming and going. So we're going to hang it on this tree, and then we're going to make our way back to the car and get some dinner. All right, got the last camera on. We're headed out.